Hello boys and girls, it's Steve the Builder here again today. It's good to have you back in my workshop. I love sharing it with you, and it's good to hear some of you are really enjoying being here. I hear that Ethan and Aston and his sisters, Finn, Nathan and Blake, you're all enjoying being in my workshop and watching what's happening with the projects. That's wonderful. Well, today we've got a lot to get through because I want to finish those two projects. The two projects being our garages or petrol stations. I really want to get those done so that we can move on. So I'd like to start just by showing you again what I was doing when we started yesterday, and that was making some little petrol pumps by using my needle nose pliers and making a little circle on the end and cutting it off. Now the reason I'm making so many is we've got lots of pumps at our petrol stations. So you'll see if I just snip that off here. There we are, that's snipped off. You can see I've made quite a few here. I've just got to put a little bend in this one like this and it will be finished. So the reason is we're going to put them on these pumps. You can see there's one there on that pump, and we're going to do the other pump, and then the cardboard pumps are going to be needed too. Before I go any further, I'll just look at these pliers. These are called needle nose because they come to a fine sharp point. They've got lots of grippy parts in here, grippy lines, so I can grip the wire quite strongly. And then if we have a look at some of my other pliers, these are standard pliers, ordinary pliers. They've got a square nose, but they've got grippy parts in there too, and a blade for cutting. There's a little mini pair of needle nose pliers I could use. And then I've got some side cutters. Side cutters are also for cutting wire, often used by electricians. But they're really sharp. They'll cut wire no trouble at all. Look at this. Very sharp. I've got some nail pullers. You grip the nail like so and pull it out like the claw hammer. I've got some circlip pliers, so for working with circlips. And then these interesting ones are called gooseneck pliers. Look at that. They look a wee bit like a goose's neck, don't they? And they're adjustable, so you can adjust them down and make big thick things with that end. Or if it's small, you can move it up and grip like that. Plumbers use these quite a lot. So there's lots of different pliers. So it's much easier at the moment to make these little heads out of the needle nose pliers. Now what I want to do is show you my final decision with regards to the Bowser on the wooden model. We're going to stand it up. You can see I finished one back here a minute ago. You had a look. Just back my Morris out of the road. There we are. And you can see that we're putting the pump in a little hole on the front. It goes in there like so. And when the car comes along, you can fill it up. This one's got its little petrol filler there. Then when you're finished, you can hang the pump back up by putting it in the slot. So what I want to do with this wooden block here is to put those holes in the front. So I'm going to use my vise to drill those holes. So here's a vise. That's this big piece of machinery on my belt, bolted hard to my desk, to my bench top, and I'm going to just grip the Bowser like so, and then we can drill with my drill the hole that's needed. I'm going to put that hole about here. Start it on an angle. That's good, and that'll be ready for me now to put the pump handle in and you're finished pumping. So your pump handle will go in a little hole like so. Okay, and I need to do one on the other side as well, so we may as well do that while we're here. We'll just put that back in the vise and tighten it up. See, once it's tight you can't move it. Very good. That way it won't jump around. So I'm going to put another hole just here. There we are. So now you can have a pump on both sides. This pump will go on this side and the other pump will go on that side when it's standing up. And that pump will go through to the far side of our forecourt. But of course I've got to join on the hoses to those pump handles. Now, laminations. We talked a lot about laminations. I just found this piece of plywood. Look how many laminations are in that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shows you that's really strong because it's got 5 glued thin layers or laminations. So, let's leave this garage and come over to our cardboard one, which is just about finished, which is great. It's got some little Bowser's pumps still to go, but look, I'm making a wee stand for the car wash. Just putting some buttons on here. You've got to push the buttons when you go into the car wash, don't you? So that's going to get glued on right by the car wash here, so the buttons can be pushed. But look what's missing on our model so far is the car wash sign. So I'm just going to grab that sign, which I've got, and I'm going to put some glue on it, and then we'll be finished. I'll show you. So some glue on our car wash sign ready to go on the front of the building. I'll take our cars out of the car park because I'm going to lift the building up to glue on my sign. We'll just stand it on the roof for a minute, that's alright. And our car wash sign is going to go here. Let's check, I need to get it nice and straight, don't I? Does that look straight to you? Pretty much straight, isn't it? That's good. So now we've got a car wash, and around this side, I'll turn it around so you can see what we've put on this side, a ramp so that the cars can go up to the car park. They drive up here. Now in New Zealand, we always drive on the left side of the road. That's this side. So we need some arrows going up this way, and we come down this other side that way, like so. So what we might do now is just divide that ramp in two, so cars coming up stay on one side and cars coming down stay on the other side, otherwise there could be a nasty crash, couldn't there? So I need to get a re-ruler and a felt tip, and we'll put a dotted line down the middle of the road. So here we go, dotted line. You see dotted lines on the road, they're normally white, aren't they? But these ones are going to be black, because I've got a white vivid. And we're going to say cars going up are going to go up on the left. This is the left side. So we'll do an up arrow and down on that side, which when you're coming down is the left as well. So let's just see if it works. We'll get a car. Ready? Up she goes. Vroom, up we go. Round into the car park. And come down and stop. That's great. Fantastic. That's working well. So now that the garage is finished, we've got something I want you to see. My whole family here are waiting to be allowed into the garage to buy some supplies. We've got Daddy, we've got Mummy, we've got Sasha and Timmy. Timmy's a big boy now, isn't he? And Sammy and Benny. And look at that monkey. He's on the end monkey. Now he got in trouble the other day because he was on the mat at preschool, but he came to me and he said, I'm going to be really well behaved. Can I be part of the family? And I said, well, if you be very, very good like all the other boys and girls are being for their mummies and daddies at home, you can be part of this family too. So he's got to behave himself. These children are all wonderfully behaved, as you know, they all go to Gulf Harbour Preschool. And so they've been asking me what the next project is. I said, well, what would you like it to be? And they said, we want to go boating. I said, boating? And they said, yes. Can you make us a canoe that we can use in water out of cardboard? I said, well, that'll be hard because cardboard doesn't normally like being in water, but we'll see how we go. We're going to make a canoe for them as the first project in boats out of cardboard. So that's going to be lots of fun. Just before you go, I'm going to show you the car wash in action, and I've got Mummy standing there waiting to push the button. Push the button, Mummy. Now, how did that happen? Well, what I've done is put a little hook on the side here, look, for opening the door. So we can open the door and close the door of the car wash that way and drive our car in, and it comes out the other side. So, boys and girls, until next week, have a good time, work hard for your mummies and daddies, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.